everyone, I'm Rashmi and I'm the author of DOSH, which is illustrated by Adam Hayes and is all about money and how to earn it, save it, spend it, grow it and give it away. One of the things that I talk about in this book is how to set up your own business. So that's what we'll look at today. And we'll look at some very awesome and clever business people and see how they do it. But first, let's start small. You might have the opportunity to earn some money today just by doing some things around the house, but you might not. Some people can't afford to give out an allowance or would rather not. My parents couldn't, and that is totally their decision. So if that's the case in your house, then be patient. You can always hold on to some of these ideas and tips for later on. But if you do have the chance to earn an allowance now, then the first thing to ask yourself is what every good entrepreneur asks themselves. 1. What do people want? And 2. What do I have to give? In business, when someone's needs or wants match up with something that you have to give, that is where there is an opportunity to make some money, as long as they are willing to pay for it. That last bit really matters, okay? Because you may be amazing at gaming. You may wipe the floor with absolutely everyone, but the grown-ups at home don't need you to play video games. So it's highly unlikely that you'll get paid to do it. For now, anyway, there are actually jobs out there that involve video games, and professional gaming is a real spectator sport, but that's for later. You're also not likely to get paid to do stuff you're supposed to be doing anyway, like brushing your teeth twice a day, or doing your homework, or helping out at home with stuff that you're expected to help out with. It needs to be something extra, something useful. So get thinking. The same rule applies when you think about setting up your own business. Now, a lot of people think that setting up a business starts with a business idea. And yes, it's useful to start by thinking about things that you're interested in, things that you're good at or can get good at. That's step 1. Step 2, instead of skipping to the idea, think about who you want to help. This is your customer. Your customer has to want or need something that you can give to them. And they need to be willing and able to pay for it. So have a think. Who is that customer that you can help and what do they need? What do they want? Step 3, do some detective work. See who else is out there solving their problem. How much do they charge? Are they doing a good job? What's missing? What can you do better? Step 4, come up with an idea that solves their problem. So this is where the idea comes in. If they want a fancy hat, make them a fancy hat. If they want something to keep them cool on a hot day, make them a cool drink. Step 5, plan. Whip out your notebook and do some thinking. Where are you going to sell? Some physical location, online? How will people find out about you? Where will you advertise? Do you need any money for materials or equipment? Do you need permission from anyone? Do you need any training? Do you need a grandma to sit you down and give you the secret recipe for her seriously gooey chocolate cookies? Step 6, your idea needs to be tested. Test it out on your ideal customer. Get some feedback and use it to make your product or service even better. Step 7, get started. This is where you start selling. But you should keep jumping back to step 6. Keep testing, getting feedback, and making things better. If you keep doing that, you will have yourself some very happy customers. So that's how to do it. Let's look at some entrepreneurs who have done this really well. 2 really famous ones that you've probably heard of before are Steve Jobs and his friend Steve Wozniak. Now they started a company called Apple, the one that makes iPhones, iPads, computers, and lots more things besides. Now they started this business by thinking about the customer. Back when they started, computers were really complicated things that took ages to start up. They wanted to make something really easy to use, something beautiful and creative, and that's what they did. And they did a lot of testing to make sure that their products were just right. But these are grown-ups, right? Yes, I hear you. How about 12-year-old Lucy Berkovi? She's not in the book, but she's from England, and she decided to set up her very own slime-making business during the lockdown. Yep, slime. She set up a little factory in her bedroom and she makes and sells slime. She's even got a little website called Lulu Bee Slimes. Now, she knew that children needed something fun to do during the lockdown. She knew that slime is a fun thing, and she figured out how to make it really, really well, and she started selling it. You've also got Mosiah Bridges, who set up his handcrafted bow tie business over in the US when he was just 9 years old. It's called Mo's Bows, and he set it up because he couldn't find any bow ties that matched his personality. And he realized there would be other people out there who feel the same way too. His grandmother taught him how to sew, and he started off by making these bow ties at her kitchen table. Over time, he got into a few stores, and in 2017, he even got a 1-year deal to make bow ties for 30 basketball teams in the NBA. He's kind of a big deal now. Maybe you could set up a business like that someday too. There are lots more business ideas in the book, and I'm sure you will have plenty more up your sleeve too. And if you do, I would absolutely love to hear more about them. Remember, the key thing is to think about the needs and wants of the people that you want to help. And don't worry if someone else has a similar idea to yours. The fact is, it's not so much about the idea, it's about how you do it and how you keep your customers happy by always trying to do better and to be the best that you can be. Now, one final thing that I want to tell you about before we wrap up is that there are some skills that will be really useful for you if you do decide to set up a business. And actually, you know what? They will be useful no matter what you end up doing. Here are some of them. Adapting to change. Things can change so suddenly. You have to be flexible. Teamwork. You might need a team to get your business off the ground. Be nice to the people that you work with. If your team works well, your business will do well and everybody benefits. Creativity. This is essential. Anyone can be creative. It's something that you can practice and work on. Write down or draw all your ideas, however silly they may seem. Go for a walk, listen to music for inspiration, whatever gets you in the zone. Emotional intelligence. This is about understanding your emotions and the emotions of people around you, being sensitive to them and knowing what to do with them. Being able to express yourself is just such an important skill. Decision making. Decisions can be tough. What socks do you wear for a big meeting? What price should you charge for your product? What you need is a good decision-making process, a way of thinking things through and weighing up the pros and cons. Being okay with mistakes. This is so important. We all make mistakes. The important thing is to be able to learn from them, pick yourself up and carry on. Finally, critical thinking. This is like doing a puzzle or problem solving, thinking things through again. Getting good at this is really important because you will need it for everything you do. So there you go, how to set up a business and skills that should be helpful to you no matter what you end up doing. That is all we have time for today, so thank you so much for watching, and whatever you decide to do, I wish you all the luck in the world.